innovation, and best practices in the implementation of BE-LCP along curriculum management of Liberato P. Tacorda Senior High School. The best practices of our school. Observing precautionary measures.
Availability of printing materials is always the priority.
Open communication with parents.
Healthy relationship between school and community.
The rationale.
The rationale of BE-LCP in our school, the Basic Education Learning Continuity Plan, were accurately planned and studied and come up with modular learning modality. Through this, education is still possible for the learners, in spite of COVID-19 threats to human health. School personnel and stakeholders work together in order to make this mode of learning possible. Teachers are preparing modules ahead of time for the learners to answer at home with assistance of their family members. Teachers extend their help to the learners through random home visitation and open communication with parents.
Implementation or strategies. These are the strategies implemented in our school.
We choose a parent leader in every cluster who are to receive and retrieve modules of their members and return it to school. In this way, we can ensure the safety of stakeholders and school personnel.
Teachers monitor students' progress through home visitation and until mastery of the subject matter is acquired.
Open communication with parents. Teachers make themselves available at all times for queries of parents and learners by giving them the contact numbers and communication through Messenger.
Testimonies on the impact of BE-LCP to the learners. Now, let's hear a testimony of one of our learners.
Ang sistema o pamamaraan ng pagtuturo sa ngayong humaharap tayo sa pandemyang ito ay nagdulot ng isang napakalaking pagbabago. Despite of its difference, nagpapasalamat pa rin ako sapagkat nakahanap ng paraan ang ating gobyerno upang ipagpatuloy ang layunin nitong magkaroon ng edukasyon ang lahat ng mga batang Pilipino. Para sa akin, mahirap ang ganitong sistema ng pagkatuto. Mahirap ang modular learning kumpara sa face-to-face classes sapagkat bilang isang mag-aaral, bilang isang estudyante, hindi ako nabigyan ng pagkakataong maipakita sa mga guro ang angking galing ko sa pananalita sa harap nila at sa harap ng mga kaklase ko. Kumpara kung may face-to-face classes, I just want to make them believe. Sa kabila ng paghihirap ko at sa kapwa ko mag-aaral, I realized that distance learning has its own big advantage. Because of it, I learned how to be independent. I learned how to answer questions on my own through research. Nabibigyan akong pagkakataong makasama ko ang aking pamilya habang ako ay nag-aaral. Natuturuan ko ang aking mga kapatid bilang isang panganay. Ang distance learning para sa akin ay kaligtasan at kaalaman ng mga mag-aaral at mamamayang Pilipino. Through the help of, and guide of our teachers and parents, we can surpass this challenge with enough learning.
Next is the testimony of the parent.
Positibong epekto para sa akin ng module learning ay nagkakaroon ng mas maraming oras na makakasama ang aking pamilya. Nagkakaroon ako ng sapat na oras para gabayan at patulungan ang aking mga anak sa kanilang pag-aaral, lalong-lalo na sa pagsagot ng kanilang module at iba pa. Negatibong epekto nito, mahirap sapagkat may pagkakataong nagtanong sa akin ang anak ko tungkol sa sinagutan niyang module at hindi ko naman nasagutan. May nagkakaroon minsan mayroon akong dapat gawin subat hindi ko magawa dahil kailangan kunin ko sa paaralan ang module ng anak ko, kaya para sa akin mas mabuting bumalik na sa normal ang lahat.
Another is the teacher testimony.
Good afternoon. We cannot deny the fact that even as teachers, not just the learners, not just the parents, had made a lot of adjustments in the teaching and the learning process. This modular distance learning had made a lot of changes in the traditional way of teaching, from chalkboards to laptops, from activity notebooks to self-learning modules, from checking the attendance of the students to monitoring the logbooks of the parents. All has changed. If I will be asked if this modular distance learning has a negative or positive impact to the teachers, I would rather say both. It is given, I presume, that if there is a positive impact, there is also a negative one. Now, as an individual, we should always see things on the positive side. Instead of thinking that it could be a burden, it could be a lot of work, it could consume much of our time in checking, recording, and printing the modules, why don't we see it as a way to improve our skills in using technology? Why don't we see it as a room for improvement? Let's just see it as a challenge to our creativity and ability as a 21st century teacher. At the end of the day, we can say that we are brave enough to accept the challenge and that no pandemic can stop us in educating the young minds who are the hope of our motherland. Thank you.
Lastly is the plan for sustainability.
Our school will still deliver education for our clientele, which based from current technology and its application. Liberato P. Takurda Senior High School will cope with new normal in order to facilitate the delivery of meaningful learning to produce a globally competitive individual. Let us join our efforts, hopes, and dreams for the betterment of our future generation.
According to Helen Keller, optimism is the faith that leads to achievement. Nothing can be done without hope and confidence.